I recently took part in a conference in which a number of agencies attended the conference. It's all part of the multi-agency approach to dealing with situations. Usually the first thing we do is we create crime reports, so that young person would be attached to that crime report. In other words, the young person would be recorded on our policing system. And the way in which we'd deal with that young person, we'd interview them and then we'd look at methods of disposal. On some occasions the Crown Prosecution Service may decide to authorise a charge, so that young person may end up going to court, or the slightly lesser means of disposal would be to reprimand or to caution that young person. An elderly gentleman came to the conference, and again it was quite impactful. It made me realise, and certainly would have had an effect on that young person. I'm sure they started to, slowly but surely, started to dawn on them exactly what they've done, and I'm sure they started to think about, say if it was their parents or grandparents, I'm sure it had an effect on them. A couple of the parents shown anger, some was upset, some felt let down, but overall I think each parent thought, well, at least now we're looking at what they've done and how we can kind of make amends for the future. As part of the restorative approach, the children was also asked how they thought they could make amends for what they've done. A couple of the lads said writing letters would be quite good, but also a simple apology was quite good, was quite effective as well. I mean, just saying sorry for what they've done, sometimes, you know, that can help the victim as well. You never know whether the young person is likely to re-offend. However, I'd say we've given the best possible opportunity now for that young person to steer well clear of crime. At least now that person knows the consequences of crime. A lot of crime being placed on the system and quite a lot of reports going in. But are we actually getting to the root of the problem? So by getting involved with a young person at an early stage, intervention and prevention, I find it quite good, quite useful. You know, nobody wants to criminalise kids, and again the restorative practices really give us that opportunity to steer away from criminalising kids.